Are you feeling stuck in your life? That is the question we will be answering today. So I've got 5 questions that you can ask yourself to give yourself so much more clarity. If you're feeling stuck in life, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling overwhelmed, this video is going to be golden for you to help you get momentum, to help you get unstuck, to help you to begin to create the life you want. Well, happy Tuesday, everybody! Here is the question. Are you feeling stuck in life? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling frozen with fear? Are you overwhelmed? Are you stuck? If you are watching this live stream, you probably already know me. You probably have been getting value from my live streams. I'm going to ask you if you will share this video out to your friends and family. This is going to be a good one. We're going to talk all about being stuck and what it is like to be stuck and things that we can do, maybe even small tweaks, questions that we can ask ourselves, ways that we can think about it differently to get ourselves unstuck. So, happy Tuesday. I am sitting here in my office in East Tennessee, and it's raining outside. This February weather has been a little, February. We're asking ourselves, are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling overwhelmed? And if you are, I have 5 questions for you that are going to give you clarity, that are going to get you going again. So let's dive right in. The first question to ask yourself when you're feeling stuck is, number 1, are you holding on to the past? This is a really important one, you guys, and this is really important. I know how important this is because I was stuck because of my past for about 43 years. How many of you can relate? For me, it was like my childhood past. You might be stuck in some resentment from, a year ago or 6 months ago or yesterday or last month. But here's what I would love to know. How many of you have felt stuck because of something in your past, because of the way you're holding on to something in your past? I want to stay here for just a minute because I want to tell you that there is hope. You do not have to feel that way. You do not have to cling to the past. Here's what I realized with my own past. Here's what I was doing. I had some issues in my past, some things that had been done to me, some resentment that I was holding on to, some wounds that I was holding on to, some what I perceived as people doing me wrong that I was holding on to. And here's the magic that I want to share with you. That thing was done to you in the past and me. And what I did with that is I held on to that and I kept punishing myself with it over and over and over again. So I just kept saying my dad wasn't there for me. And I used that as a story that I just let play in my head over and over and over and over again. So when I first started learning about how to help myself get past the past, one of the beautiful things that I learned when I was really working through this is that I can choose to hang on to that story, no matter how true it is, no matter how much the story has been embellished in my mind over the years. But that story is really painful. And when you hang on to a painful story, it's like holding on to a porcupine. So guess who gets to feel the pinch and the prod and the poke of that story when you hold on to it so tight and you won't let go? You do. And I was feeling that every day over and over and over again. And I loved, in a sick way, you guys, I loved playing the story over and over in my head, and it so defined me. And I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to define you. That story that you're holding on to, that's really super painful, that's keeping you stuck where you are, I know it feels important to hold on to it. Your brain is telling you, you have to hold on to this story. It was true. It sort of justifies the pain you went through by holding on to it. No, it doesn't, because you're just keeping yourself in pain for a long, long, long time. So little by little, I just started to let go of the story. Here, I'll show you. I have about 10 of these sitting right here. Here's the story. I wrote it down and I let it go. And you know what happened? Unbelievable, amazing, life-changing freedom happened when I let go of that story. My life literally opened up and began to just blossom in every imaginable way. It was keeping me stuck in my relationships. It was keeping me stuck in my work. It was keeping me stuck in my parenting. It was keeping me stuck in my spiritual life because I sort of blamed God. Like, so many amazing things happened when I dared let go of the painful story. And the other thing that happened is my heart so opened up to the people in my life and to the people in my story that I began to have so much more compassion for them, for me. So if you're holding on to your past, it's going to be hard. Listen, I taught this at a seminar a year or so ago, and I compared it to having like a backpack. So your story is this really heavy backpack. I mean, it's really heavy. Mine is 292 pages long. It's heavy. And you're lugging this story through life and you wonder why you can't go anywhere. You wonder why. I literally felt heavy. Like I felt heavy. How many of you have felt that way? Like your body feels heavy because you're carrying this emotional weight, this emotional backpack, this heavy, painful story. And your brain thinks that it's really important for you to keep thinking it and believing it. But I'm here to tell you that freedom awaits you on the other side of letting the story go. Who would you be? Lean in and listen close. Who would you be without that story? Have you ever asked yourself, who would I be without that story? So that's number one. You're holding on to the past. You're holding on to a resentment. You're holding on to bitterness. You're holding on to some kind of wound, and it feels really important that you hold on to it. And I'm telling you, the only person it's hurting is you. And I say that with all kinds of love and with all kinds of experience of holding on to painful things for way too long. Number two. So number one, let go of the past. Number two, this is the second question. Number one, are you holding on to the past? Number two, are you letting your brain run wild with all kinds of stories and negativity? And here's what I mean by that. You know what? First of all, just that thought, I'm stuck. Did you know that's just a thought? That's just the thing that you tell yourself. I'm stuck. And it's optional. So here's what happened to me a month or so ago. I came off like a crazy, busy season event, launching a brand new coaching program, and I was exhausted. And so for several weeks after that, I just told myself, gosh, I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm not getting myself done. And I thought, here's what we think. We think we're just stating the facts. No, I'm just stating the facts. I really am stuck. But what we don't realize is that we're creating the stuckness. We're creating the non-productiveness by continuing to let that thought and that message and that story go unsupervised in our heads. Your brain loves to be stuck. your brain loves to tell itself that you're stuck. And let me tell you why. Because if you're stuck, you don't have to do anything. Right? If you're stuck, then there's nothing else to do. There's no creativity to explore. There's no options. No, I can't because, gosh, I'm stuck. So be onto your brain and decide instead what you want to think about your day and your week and your month. What you want to think about your life. What you want to think about your marriage. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's easy to go, well, no, you don't understand. Like, no, I'm really stuck right now. I don't know what to do. I feel confused. Your brain loves to feel confused because then it doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to move forward. It doesn't have to do the thing that you've been meaning to do forever. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're creating a loop of perpetual stuckness. I've created so many stuck loops in my life. I feel like I'm the expert. I just created one for myself about a month ago, and I kept going, I don't feel like, why can't I get clarity around what I should be doing right now? Blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, oh, little missy, you're just creating that for yourself. Nice. So be on to yourself. Don't be mad at yourself. Just be on to yourself and go, it's okay, darling. You're not stuck. We know what to do. We got this. You know how to create a whatever. You know how to start the book. You know how to lose the weight. You know how to get clarity in your relationship. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you decide. So first thing I do when I get up in the morning, by the way, that's a video that's coming soon, is my morning routine. But one of my favorite things to do in the morning is decide how I want to think about my day. How do I want to think about what I'm getting ready to do? How do I want to think about this week? How do I want to think about this month? Do I really want to keep thinking I'm stuck? No. Because your thoughts, think of the scripture. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Your thoughts will become your life. So be on to yourself when you're in this loop of stuckness, because you'll just be stuck. Because you'll prove yourself right. How many of your mind is like, woo, man? How many of you, listen, would admit you're creating stuckness right now? Admit it. I admit I was creating it 3 weeks ago. I was stuck for a week or two. I'm like, I don't know what I should do. Your brain loves it when you say that because it gets out of working. It gets out of taking action. So be onto yourself, be onto your brain and go, no, we're not stuck. No, we're not. Number 3, third question to ask. This is going to seem a little bit out there, but stay with me. Are you willing to feel your feelings? Are you willing to feel your feelings? Why does that matter? Let me tell you why it matters. It matters a lot because here's the number 1 reason people feel stuck. Maybe the number 2. Maybe the number 1 reason is they're creating a thought loop of stuckness. Number 2 is they don't want to feel their feelings. And when you stifle, listen, when you stifle all those feelings and you refuse to feel them, and instead of feeling them, you go buffer, you go seek false pleasure, you go scroll on Facebook, you go have some cookies, you go, like whatever you do, you eat your feelings, you shop your feelings, you scroll your feelings. When you refuse to feel them, the fuel for your life is like literally stifled. Your feelings are the fuel that fuel you for your life. So when you squash them all and you go shop them instead and you go eat them instead, you literally will create 0 momentum in your life because you need to be in charge of those feelings. You need to be willing to feel the bad ones and willing to generate the good ones. So life is like this. Life is, there's a lot of good things and there's some bad things. We have to be willing to, we got it. Listen, we signed up for all of it. We say yes to all of it. I say yes when it's hard and when I feel grief or I feel loss. And I also say yes to the moments when little Tom Tom reaches his hand up around my neck in the mornings and feels to make sure I'm still there, and that overwhelming gratitude. I'm here for all of it. We signed up for it all. And if you aren't willing to feel it, your life will feel like there's no flow. It'll feel like it will feel stuck because you are stuck in your emotions. Like you won't let it just flow. And here's the thing, you guys, we're so afraid to feel the bad ones. You know what emotions feel like? They come and go. They come in waves. We're willing to say, oh, interesting. I feel down today. I really feel a lot of loss today. I feel it. Welcome it. Come on in. Sit with me. Oh, little anxiety. Interesting. Come on in. Sit with me. Let's feel it. Gosh, what does it feel like? Oh, it's like tight in my chest and in my throat. And okay, we welcome it. Because what happens when you welcome it, it just goes on through. And then the next ones come on through. And then you can pick a few that you want. You know how I want to feel today? I want to feel so motivated about my life. I want to feel so energized to share whatever I have to share with other people. And I can generate emotions when I'm willing to just let them all come. Let them all be there. What we do instead is we seek a lot of false pleasure. We just cover it up. We just pretend it's not there. We just squish it down. That is no recipe for the life you want. So are you willing to feel what you feel? Are you willing to go here? I'm in for it. I'm here for it. Are you willing to be here? Are you willing to be in between? Because if you are, it's the key to getting clarity and momentum in your life, because you're just here for it all. All right? Okay, if you're finding value in this, I hope you will share this video out. Let me know with some hearts. Let me know with some comments below. How many of you have been stuffing your feelings or shopping your feelings or eating your feelings? Let's don't do that. Number 4, stop. Well, see, I was going to word them all as questions. Number 4, are you being a victim to the people or circumstances of your life? Y'all, we do this all the time. Well, I would get going with my life, but my husband holds me back. I would get going with my life, but these children. I would get going with my life, but my rascally boss. I would do whatever, but there's something in the way. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough. There's all these circumstances that don't line up just right. Let me tell you a little secret. Those circumstances and those people have absolutely nothing to do with you and your life and the way you want to show up and the way you want to create momentum in your life. Absolutely nothing unless you let them. So we do this all the time. We make ourselves a victim to people. We make ourselves a victim to our circumstances. And when we do that, we lose all of our power. You are not a victim. You get to be in charge of what you think and how you feel and how you show up in your life. You get to be in charge of that. You don't have to wait for a specific set of circumstances. And as a matter of fact, even when those circumstances come, if you haven't decided to be in charge of your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, it won't matter. It really won't matter. You won't do the thing then if you won't take responsibility now. You're responsible for the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you show up. You are not a victim to the people or the circumstances in your life. And when you realize that, you will stand in your place of like internal power where you really have the ability to emotionally grow up, to emotionally take responsibility for every little thing in your life. It's such an amazing, powerful place to create your life from, because it's so much easier to live as a victim. So much easier. And we do it all the time. All right. Last one, you guys. Last question. You're feeling stuck, let me ask you this. Last question. Are you using your gifts for other people? Are you serving and loving other people? A lot of times when we feel stuck, guess who we're thinking about? Over and over, ourselves. It's a very selfish place to be, actually. Because we're just thinking too much. We're overthinking about ourselves. We're over worried about ourselves. We're over like, stop worrying and just do. Stop worrying and just serve. Who is God putting right in front of you every single day that you can love and serve and offer something to? What little action can you take that breaks you out of yourself? That breaks you out of this weird, negative, stuck loop and makes you see the people right in front of you who need you. This whole stuck thing is a way to just keep us from serving the people in our lives who need what we have. So let's just start giving it away. It's not perfect. What I have to give isn't perfect. Showing up here on Tuesdays for you is never perfect. It's never researched as much as I would like. It's never as polished as I would like. But just show up and offer what you have. Offer a little piece of yourself, a piece of your heart, a little bit of service and love to somebody else to get you out of yourself. You know when I feel less stuck? When I'm actually doing the thing. When I'm just show up. Serve somebody. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own way. So, if you are feeling stuck in life, I hope that you will, number 1, let go of the past. Number 2, decide what you want to think and feel. Number 3, feel your actual feelings and stop eating them and shopping them and Facebooking them. Number 4, stop being a victim to your circumstances and to the people in your life. And number 5, start loving and serving people with your whole heart. And you won't feel stuck anymore. You'll go, gosh, I don't even feel that way anymore. That is the secret, you guys, to momentum, to really creating the life that you want to create. I want to let you guys know, I hope you got value out of this. If you did, I hope you will share it out to your friends and family. That is what helps me keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you for doing that. If this video was helpful for you, we have so many more on relationship coaching, confidence, how to stop sabotaging your spouse. So many great videos linked in the description below. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you will subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.